second ball. Not going to work that one behind Shandu with too many times, but there's the second ball here for Kimbuidi. We are in stoppage time. 10 minutes added on for the time that the floodlights are off. So another 10 minutes before half time. Now Bienvenu is able to stretch his legs here. Can he find the pass to Lupasa? Well, not quite what he was hoping for. Nobody really. Makaringa should have been driving down the middle. As soon as that run came from Bienvenu on the flank, Makaringa should have been near the penalty spot.
That's true, Kevin. As soon as that touch from Evanga, as an attacking midfielder, as a striker, you need to make that run, pass inside the box, and hope that your partner will be able to see you. And I think because of less numbers inside the box, they were unable to punish Maritzburg.
It's a good little run from Bienvenu. I didn't realize that the big fella had that much acceleration. It's nice to see.
He can move.
Tehran into Nyoti, who's been quite impressive today. Sabisi will protect Ofori. Brennan Tehran, one of the players that stayed at Maritzburg United. Lots of new signings coming into the team of choice. Elisa Ndar. If you just joined us on your World of Champions this evening, round 6 of the Dstv Premiership, and you wonder why there are 10 minutes of time added on. Well, we had a floodlight failure from the grid, and the generator took a little bit of time to get itself organized, and but we're back underway, and hence the additional 10 minutes. Not really an additional, only as far as the clock is concerned. The players went into a huddle with their respective coaches, and I'm not quite sure if you've seen a change in tactics, because sometimes, you know, having seen half an hour of the game, you know, Coach John Maduka and Jose Ribeiro would have perhaps made a couple of little technical and positional changes. I don't think we've really seen too much of a change in the structure from either side.
No, we haven't seen much, but maybe that also gave the coaches an opportunity to pass on information and remind the players as well, what is it that that team needs to do. Because here's that run again. Look at the touch. You're expecting another midfielder to be able to come and help as well, but as a striker as well, inside the box, 1v1, you can try something, then challenge Shimi, and you can see that the angle as well was too close for Lapasa to get the ball.
What we were discussing earlier on when Lapasa came onto the field of play, and would he have the striker's instincts and pull more in, and he seemed almost confused as his role. So he stays wide as a winger. In that opportunity, he might have been in the penalty area along with the advancing, attacking midfield of Makaringe. And it's a perfect opportunity to score a goal from. And then I think Pirates missed a trick there.
Yeah, I think he should have went with his natural instinct. You could see that he wanted to be inside the box and as a striker, goal.
Yeah, I think he's got to think about it in half time, about his positioning and his positioning when the ball is not near him, when he's off the ball, and the ball's wide on the other side of the field. He's got to think about his positioning and what his intention. Of course, we don't know what the coach is expecting of him. So we're just talking from a point of view of our analysis.
Yeah, but also as a striker, that's what you want. When you're not in position of the ball, your mind should be, where can I find space in and around the box? And I think probably with the conversation that we'll have at halftime.
Bugani Sam once again gets over the halfway line. He's a terrific, versatile player. Palace, Kimbuidi. Well, look at the space available in the middle of the park here. The step on the ball as well from Gibbon Mashikinia, and then the space available for Bugani Sam. Able to whip the ball in as well. Tehran will arrive a little bit late, but enough to force the first corner of the match for the team of choice. They have to stay focused, Orlando Pirates. They might be dominating as far as possession is concerned. We saw a graphic earlier on where Orlando Pirates have 2/3 of the possession. But an opportunity here for Nyoti. The voices of the fans get louder. Punched away by Richard Ofori. No second ball, though, for Maritzburg United. The referee spotting a little bit of naughtiness inside that penalty area from the attacking side.
That's a foul. The push just after Ofori just punched the ball. I think that's the area that you want the goalkeeper to dominate. His big body and just make sure that you clean out. Don't concede on corner kicks. Because remember, the game that they lost against Chipa, they conceded on a set piece.
Absolutely. Now, Evan Gar, 14 possession, both players going down with an injury. Forward by Mashikinya. Offside flag stays down. Good defending from Ndano. Sukuna's a tough man. Oh, Sukuna! That's brilliant! Keeps the defenders guessing. They think he's going to pass. High corner.
It's clever there, Sukuna, being able to use, the defender as a shield to try and protect the ball. Look at the Donchin run, the runs that he's been making since the game started. But here he decided that he wanted to create that angle for himself. But yet again, he knew that Ndao will open his legs, trying to squeeze it here in the first post. A great save there from Ford.
Yeah, you've got to give to the Ghanaian goalkeeper as well. I mean, it was a quality piece of football all around. It's going to be a corner for Maritzburg United. Sukuna, with just the one goal so far this season, came in the 2-1 victory over Chippa United. Samu grabbed the other. And Samu making way for Sukuna in this encounter after the loss against Royal AM on Wednesday, the 24th of August. Fans are enjoying the spectacle of football at Harry Gwala Stadium. The reason why we've had a break is because Everett Gar and Palace had a little collision. Not that one, that one. Both struggling with maybe a foot over the ball. But when play resumes, it's going to be in the second corner of the game for Maritzburg United. Already had nearly 7 of the 10 minutes that were added on, and Yotti again with the delivery, flapped away by Richard Ofori. I don't think it was that convincing, but the angle was perfect. Tehran thinks he's won a corner. He has won a corner.
And I think the goalkeepers as well, sometimes it's so difficult to run in between that crowd, because you need to make sure, you need to be very decisive to touch that ball, because once it doesn't, it's also always looks bad, especially when you hit the ball back on the goalkeeper.
Talking about looking bad, this is certainly not looking good. Zakle Pasa came on before Maliela Pule, who picked up an injury and aggravated it. And now in his 5th appearance, his 3rd as a substitute, Zakle Pasa seems to just be struggling a little bit. And now injury's going to take their toll for Pai. Don't forget, it's not as long a season as they've had in the past, because they're not playing Confederation Cup football this time around. 26th in the Dstv Premiership last season. Yoshi again with the delivery, again there's a punch. Not emphatically enough though. And I tell you what, Mashikinya and company were very, very close for the second ball. It's an injury here to Sipisi.
Joti delivering a very dangerous ball, makes it difficult for Orlando Pirates to be able to defend. Look at the in-swing of a lot of bodies around. There's CBC putting his body there, saving it. But I think it's always going to be the challenge with those in-swingers, especially if they played in that position with so much power. And I think Ofori did well there to try and cover that area.
Team doctor encouraging Zakle Pasa to get back onto the field of play. Change things up a lot. They do have Toboko Tlolani, who's an attacking midfielder. Ben Moshwari is a defensive midfielder, which might release Chabang Manari a little further forward. But if Lapasa went off, I think Pirates would really have a bit of a gap in their attacking formation.
Yeah, because you'll need somebody probably maybe with speed, like you rightfully say. I think Tlolani will probably be able to give them that. Or Dlamini rather, maybe more in that midfield role, in between the lines. He's clever on the ball, he can shoot outside the box, so they do have options on the bench.
Yeah, I did forget about Dlamini for a moment. Thanks for the reminder, Mr. Modisa. The referee is going to have a little chat here to a couple of players. Looks like Molowisani's in trouble. So for that matter is Bienvenu Eva and Gar. I don't think it's been a bad match so far. There was a little stretch where there was a bit of antagonism. The injury to Maliela Pule. Bandile Shandu, such a lot of quality about this man. Bienvenu now. Oh, it's a lovely ball. The defender ducks out of the way. And that must be the epitome of great communication. Oh, they got away with something.
And I think it was great communication there from Ndlovu, being able to command that space, call for keeper early on because you can see that you're in a position to pick up the ball. But yet again, you saw Lepasa inside the box. Those are the instincts as a striker. Everyone guys putting on the cross, be a striker, be the second striker, get inside the box. That's where you score goals.
Yeah, I'm happy for him to be doing that. Well, the 10 minutes added on by Mr. Maruping must be just about at an end. I can't imagine we'll have too much play before half-time. And whistles in his mouth, and the referee who's refereeing in his third Dstv Premiership match of the season will bring this to an end. And it's going to be interesting to see what Jose Rivero does. No early goal for Orlando Pirates today, Teco.
Yeah.
And how did the tactics change in the second half for the Buccaneers?
And I think with Pirates, I think in the second half, they'll try and start the way that they started. A lot of energy, a lot of aggression. Try to get a lead early on to be able to control the tempo of the game. But yet again, they need to be aware of that counter-attacking play from Maritzburg United.
Pirates losing Maliela Pule and bringing on Zach Lepasa in the first half. We had a floodlight failure as well. Plenty of action on the pitch too, but neither team able to score a goal. It's 0-0 in Maritzburg. It's half-time.
Yawona umuntu ofana nami who likes to ignore things.
So at the break, we are still waiting for a goal at the Herigwala Stadium, and it's very interesting. What we discussed during the floodlight failure earlier on is how things shifted dramatically, right? It was Orlando Pirates that had the ascendancy, were looking really good in the opening exchanges before that actually transpired. But once play resumed, things swung the other way. The pendulum swung Maritzburg United.
Yeah, no, I think, Carol, that got the coach to then look at how then he readjusts his team. So Coach Maduka really had a look and say, this is how our Pirates had put us under pressure. How can we nullify that? And they've done exceptionally well in dealing with the situation. And I think on the Hull side again was now Pirates losing Pule. I think that also had an impact on their setup, and I think we'll look into that later on.
Now, we certainly will. So let's take a look at, before that drama of the floodlights, Orlando Pirates on the offense here, if you'll remember in the opening exchanges.
I think Orlando Pirates just really wanted to make their intentions quite clear in the opening stages, and I think that goal would really would have settled things down for them. And 5th minute, 2 corner kicks already, and Maritzburg here just really struggling to clear their lines.
Yeah, look, I think it's a bit of a squabble, a lot of bodies in front of goal, so everyone is just taking a chance to make sure if they can clear or if they can get a shot on target. And unfortunately for Makaringe, he couldn't redirect that one towards target.
Yeah, when you look at some of the other factors as well that quite possibly caused Orlando Pirates to kind of retreat a little bit, the injuries, Pule, one of those, you said he was going to be key today. Do you think this also had an impact?
Absolutely. I think Pule just gives you a different kind of energy, especially when he's operating in that free role where he's not necessarily rooted in one position down on the left. But yeah, this was probably the second knock. He suffered the first knock earlier on, and then this was the second knock, and I think he just wanted to see if he could carry on. But obviously, a change in Upule and Lipasa. Lipasa gives you something very different to what Upule does. Upule goes one-on-one with defenders, gives you crosses, takes shots on target. Maybe Lipasa, one of those central strikers that you'd want inside the box.
Yeah.
Look, I think also, having said that, just to add on what Amanda's saying, Paris doesn't have wing play. And the fact that they have Evanga as a reference, it means that there are ideas to go out and bring in crosses. So if you don't have wing play, and you also find your same striker, Evanga, be the one who crosses the ball on the right-hand side, you don't want to find him there. He's not your typical ball player. You want him to finish. So the moment he starts drifting into areas where he's now imbalancing the team and affecting the setup, it really affects how Pirates want to play this game.
Yeah, and that effect could be seen here. Maritzburg United most certainly taking advantage of this, and now we see them going for broke, Jim.
Yeah, no, yeah, they get to get the second glance in terms of losing the first ball. They regain the second ball here as they win this one. But now they find an Orlando Pirates team that is desperate to try and clear their lines. But, you know, they get a shot on target. But these are the chances that Orlando Pirates have to make sure that they cancel out from Maritzburg, because this is how Maritzburg are going to score against Pirates.
Yeah, dangerous Maritzburg United. And Fori being called to make another save here. Yep,
Pirates once again, Evanga dropping too deep. Loses the ball in a very precarious position, but it then becomes a turnover, which is something which you spoke about. There's just too many turnovers where Orlando Pirates are concerned, and I think Sokuna has been absolutely brilliant in terms of just being that reference, but I would like to see a bit more support from the likes of Njoti coming in from midfield just to support, because he drops too deep but does really well to get a shot on target.
So at the break, Orlando Pirates, 3 shots, none on target. Maritzburg United, 2, both on target. They certainly have the ascendancy going into the second half, but changes needed from the Buccaneers, yeah?
Look, I think the injury to Pule might have affected them, but you look at a player like Tolane, that I would have thought they would have brought him, because then you have Evanga, who I don't think they're complementing each other well with Lepasa up front. So I think in front they need to readjust their setup.
All right, let's see if they're going to be making those changes. Remember, 3 valuable points at stake here. The Buccaneers away from home, trying to get back to the summit of the Dstv Premiership table.
That's my life.
What are you doing?
Awesome's what I'm doing. See, where I'm from, we don't just move. We really move. No one does summer like we do.
That's what we're doing.
We don't just play.
Sidlala waya waya kapaya.
What are you doing? Awesome's what I'm doing.
I know where to get nice things at a nice price. Get the Quarter Deluxe regular meal for only $49.90. A deal for the smart spender. Naso.
Honor Cognac. Voted best cognac in the world. London Cognac Masters. Discover greatness.
How old were you when you ran your first comrade?
It was now 51 years.
So it's never too late to start running, right?
As much as with Outshore, it's never too late to start saving. I switched and saved, and I'm telling you, I even now took my family out to Durban. Accommodation, flights, everything. I'm saving 670 rand a month. When the cost of living goes up, the insurance goes down. It's so amazing. Switch and save.
SMS SAVE to 31570 or call 08600 60,000 to switch and save today.
We are in terrific hands, the best of hands.
You can feel the sense of occasion.
The world is coming to South Africa.
The crowd, they have indefinitely turned up.
But the Green Wall is waiting.
This is it! This is the World Cup! Space out wide open!
What a performance! What a try!
Absolute magic!
The men's and women's Sevens World Cups are here.
Can you believe this?
Watch the battle to rule the world from 9 September. Live on Supersport. Proudly brought to you by Future Life. Royal Flush Gin, 5 times distilled, French luxury.
Upgrade to the awesome new Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Available at participating retailers. Awesome's what we're doing.
Yabona umuntu ofana nami who likes to nice things. I know where to get nice things at a nice price. That's why ngivele ngithi shwi eMcDonald's. Ngithi Quarter Deluxe wabanjani? Hey, madoda, imnandi lento. Nazo. Get the Quarter Deluxe regular meal for only $49.90. A deal for the smart spender. Nazo.
Welcome you back to the Harry Gwala Stadium in Maritzburg, where we've been treated to a rather exciting first half here between Maritzburg United and Orlando Pirates. 0-0 at the break. The last time there was a 0-0 between these two sides was at this stadium, was on the 15th of September 2017. So just about 5 years ago. And since then, there have been a couple of goalless draws in Johannesburg. 1st of December 2018. 5th of November 2019. Orlando Pirates playing host in goalless draws against Maritzburg United. But Maritzburg United haven't won against Orlando Pirates since the 13th of December 2016, where they finished 7th on the table, and Orlando Pirates suddenly finished in 11th position. Maritzburg United were coached by Roger de Star in that instance, where they won by 2-1 with Fransman and Onyango. both the centre-backs scoring goals for Maritzburg United on that day, and then Corsi grabbing the goal for Orlando Pirates. The last Maritzburg United home victory against the Buccaneers. So what do we anticipate in the second half? Because Pirates didn't get their early goal. But it does mean, though, that if they do score a goal, and the later they score a goal without allowing Maritzburg United in to open the scoring, the less time they have to park the bus, and the greater their opportunity is to protect the advantage if they do score a goal.
Yeah, and I think that will be key. And with Orlando Pirates coming into the second half, that's what they'll try and do, try and make sure that they got that early goal, because also Maritzburg is very dangerous with those counter-attacks, and Orlando Pirates have shown us, like you said, once they score, they're able to defend that lead, so it's going to be an interesting second half.
Interesting to see that there's the potential of a substitution here for Maritzburg United, and that's an interesting one, a very interesting one. What if Bongani Sam's got a bit of an injury? His place has been taken by Tsidiso Monamodi, who himself is a bit of a midfielder, the former under-20 international, another signing from Royal AM. But Cheka Madisa, does that surprise you?
Surprising indeed, because I think, there was a nice battle on the left-hand side with Sam and Shandu. It's either probably maybe it's an injury that's probably forced that change, but also equally Monamodi as well, very talented, be able also to take 1v1 situations.
We're underway for the second half. A bit of a false start first up, but you haven't missed anything as you join us for the second 45 minutes here at the Harry Kwala Stadium. Cheka Madisa, the General, joining me upstairs as my co-commentator and expert analyst. Just the one change made then. Monamodi on for Bongani Sam, and a quick start to the second half then with the Sukuna. Looking for more impression from Nyoti. Talking about Nyoti. Good defence having to be done by Orlando Pirates. Ball scrambled away from the danger zone there by Innocent Mayela. Continues to wear the captain's armband as the 30-year-old who played beginnings of his football with Tanda Royal Zulu, who are now Richards Bay FC. And there's a bit of a collision that might end in tears, and Tehran saying he had his jersey grabbed. It is going to be a free kick to Orlando Pirates, and I think that could have quite easily gone the other way.
Yeah, I think a good pass there from Monare. Terunde realizing that Semako is on the break. You look at the run as well. They start taking each other. I think Marco was the first one that actually started pulling and pushing Therun. That's why Therun probably, like I was telling the referee, I wasn't the one that instigated this.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. And, well, he's not happy, but I think he'll probably accept the apology from Marco.
Yeah.
Having a look at the lineup then from Maritzburg United. As I say, that changed from Bongani Sam, who went off the field of play. Tsidiso Monamodi is a former Royal AM player, and so, for that matter, is John Maduka, former Royal AM coach. So there's got to be something in that, in which Monamodi has been employed here in the position of Bongani Sam. I don't know if they're going to change the structure to a 3-5-2. Let's have a look to see how that works out. Minari in the meantime, space for a header. No movement at all from the keeper or from the defence of Maritzburg United. That was close from Mayela.
Very close. Good set piece there played by Monare. Very inviting ball in between the goalkeeper and the defenders. Look at the header there. Unfortunately, it didn't hit the target, but you could see that Mayela rose. No marking for Maritzburg United. They should be looking at that set piece and be worried because they didn't mark properly.
Well, an anxious moment indeed for John Maduka, and another couple of centimetres closer over towards the middle of the goal, and suddenly Pirates will find themselves in front. And we know what happens when Pirates go in front, don't we? We'll see a change of the formation, a change of the structure. We might see changes on the pitch coming from Jose Rivera as far as the personnel is concerned as well. But he's pacing a little bit, he's suspended at the moment, trying to work his way through the Maritzburg defence. He very nearly had it done through that Monare free kick. Mashikinia will scramble across for Tauba Molowisani. Now Molowisani has that right-back position all to himself, and then still using Tehran as a fullback. It's going to be interesting to see how Tehran orchestrates himself. We saw that problem for Pumbidzai yesterday when Nox Machiswa strung him out and orchestrated one of the goals for Chippa United. Nice turn in the box from Maritzburg United. The home fans are starting to really get into the second half here. We've seen a great amount of support for Maritzburg United. We have a player down, by the way. Looking to see who it is. It might be, well, it's not. It's Kim Puidi. He's got an ankle problem.
You know, Kevin, with those type of tackles, when you go in, if you're not going in strong enough, that's where you get injury, because you can see the aggression that CBC comes in. It's either you go in, strong challenge, or you don't go in at all, because those are the type of tackles actually that force you to be injured.
Looks like Karim is set to come back on again. Just a little niggle on the ankle as he gets tagged by Kosanati CBC. Lapasa will return the ball to Maritzburg United. And one might find it unnecessary to do that, but I still think that in the game of professional football, and even these days, one would say, when it's a winner-take-all type of situation, I do like the sportsmanship that he's shown. Maritzburg United without Bongani Sam for the second half, and another injury as Mashikinya gets man and ball at the same time, and it's just a little scrappy at the moment out there.
Challenges are coming in into the second half, and with Orlando Pirates expecting him probably, maybe especially in that midfield, to have in tempo and control of the game, but Maritzburg also, they're not allowing them.
Minore comes from that little school of hard knocks, which is Esid Kosi. Over the years, they've developed a number of good players. We always talk about Andrew Rubutla, but there were many more players coming out of the camp that were very strong indeed. Chiron looking for a corner, unsuccessfully. He's got a role to play here, Chiron, down this right channel. Not only defensively, but certainly with wing play, trying to get behind Prosecco Marco and company. Still 0-0. A bit of a strongish back pass, I must say, to Richard Ofori, who seemed to handle it rather nicely.
Yeah, and expecting Maritzburg player to be able to counter that and see that that's a pressing trap.
I'm liking Palace's elevation when he gets into areas. We saw him contesting in the penalty area during the first half when they had an opportunity, Maritzburg United, from a set piece. And I like the way he gets himself into the air, this man. 23 years old. And I think he's played rather nicely today. He's earned his spot, no doubt, with the 5 previous occasions that he's played. 4 times in the starting lineup for John Maduka. Innocent Mayera, quick ball from Miguel Tim. Makaringe denied by Palace. Oh, a couple of lovely touches on the ball by Nyoti, but the final one is picked up easily by the captain of Pirates. Second ball, though, for Palace. Worked away by Teron. There was a little slip from Amadou Sakuna, otherwise he might have gotten himself on the inside of Sibisi. Miguel Tim has time and space. There's a run from Bienvenu. That's the target as well from Miguel Tim. Nice inside and out from the big fella. Solid defending, though.
You look at the run that Shandu made. Once that ball is played to Evan Gar being in control, while he's still busy with the 1v1 under left from Shandu, getting inside the box. That's how he was scoring those goals last season. But yet again, nearly there, Orlando Pirates got an opportunity to be able to score.
I think Malo Isani did rather nicely on that occasion. Here's Miguel Tim again. But because he's under such a lot of pressure, his first journey's away from the goal. Now, Bienvenu! Drifting in Global. Global wins that round. There's little spaces that are going to open up eventually. The players will start to get a sense of fatigue. Don't forget, the Orlando Pirates played a week ago, and the Maritzburg United have had 10 days to recuperate from the loss against Royal AM, while Orlando Pirates had played against the same opposition in the net, MTN 8, and won by 2-1, with Pule and Monyani scoring goals. Monyani not in the matchday squad today. Lepasa unhappy with the decision going the way to Maritzburg United. Hasn't really created that much of an opportunity. And now he's playing on the right-hand channel, where he was playing more on the left-hand side during the first half when he came on for Maritzburg. Lepasa, this time he does get caught. This time he will have a fair chat for a free kick. He's got a bit of a smile on his face. Zach Lepasa.
Followed through. You spoke about those challenges coming in thick and fast in the second half. You can see that Maritzburg also wants to win those duels in that midfield, and Orlando Pirates want to pull back as well.
Simona Mordi has slipped over onto that right-hand side. Bit of a slip over there from Evan Gar. That's a bit ambitious, I think, from Maritzburg United. But Sakuna does have pace, and Dar had a head start on him, though. Way by Ofori. Knows this ground to perfection. Zach Lepasa holds the ball up in enough time. Lovely little ball through here for Paseko Marco. Not quite what they were looking for from Fortune Makaringe.
He wanted to play the ball first time there. And another half chance. They couldn't utilize that, and also there was space. It was only he realized that he had time and space, could have controlled the ball.
I just think for a moment, as it's a put-up on that occasion, that Orlando Pirates are starting to find little spaces that they weren't able to find during the first half, just little ones. And all you need is a half chance in football.
That's all you need. That's the foul that the referee just gave Orlando Pirates. And you're rightfully saying, you need a half chance in a game of football. It's a game of numbers. Make sure that when you get that opportunity, use it.
Once again, Paseko Marco, not afraid ever to take on his opponent. Skins his opponent this time. Marco with opportunity. Nice recovery from Makume.
Great skill from Marco, be able to bypass Makume, but yet again, good recovery there. And I think it took, you can see they wants to look up inside the box to see who's inside the box. The players need to run in very quickly for the cross to be delivered early.
It's a great recovery from Makume, because he was skinned and then he was beaten with pace. And he made a good recovery. 6 corners to 3 then. In favour of Orlando Pirates. First corner kick of the second half. Probably as disappointing as the little effort from Fortune Makaringe a few moments ago. A little bit of a season of discontent, I would suggest, in the Orlando Pirates camp at the moment. But, that could all change in the blink of an eye. It could get worse if Maritzburg United scored a goal, and it could be euphoria. Pirates were able to break the deadlock. We're still 0-0 here. We're heading up towards an hour of football, which leaves such a lot of game time remaining. Sakuna beaten in the air by CBC. Evan Gar. Makaringe cut out nicely by Makume. The ball's been kept in play rather well as well. You can tweet us on @SuperSportTV, #Babizabonke. Let us know what you think of the game, what do you think of the tactics, what do you think of the substitutions so far. Monomori, one of those changes, came on for Bongani Sam. Oh, he's given ball away. That's good foraging by the Cameroonian striker. In fact, I think that was more Makaringe. Tibang Monare, big well Tim, as Makaringe. Lepasa, little chested down ball by Paseko Marco. Shot was blocked by a very, very organised looking Maritzburg United defence.
You know, that's Maritzburg for you, defending as a unit. Good control there from Evan Gar, trying to put it on his left foot, his weaker foot, trying to have a shot there. Maritzburg defence putting their bodies on the line, making sure that they defend that ball.
Munare gives us an indication maybe that there's a sense of frustration in the Pirates camp. Don't have time and space.
Need to be a little more patient, you know, play the ball around, create another opportunities again. Here's that opportunity. Good ball there from Marco, being played with the chest. the defense there, dedicated, making sure that Evanga doesn't get a sniff of hitting the target.
Dar will knock it through to the passer. Lovely overlapping play here from Orlando Pirates. Bernardi towards Makaringe. And it's still no way through. Marco. A little touch in there as well from Palace. Brandon Taron getting involved in the defence as well. They're having to work hard here, Maritzburg United. Very hard.
Good ball there. Good run from Munari. I thought with Evanga, I saw Evanga busting inside the ball. I think that's the ball that was going to be given to him. Here's another opportunity. I think in this type of situations, players need to take responsibility. Try to have a shot to go.
Yeah, pull the trigger. It's just a pity that Makaringa didn't have a left foot on him on that occasion. He could have driven it first time. Try to give it up for Brandon Taron. The defending he did not on one occasion but two. Eventually get the clearance in front of Fortune Makaringe, former teammate. We need a bit of medical attention here. Monamordi having a chat to his goalkeeper, King and Global. 0-0, heading up towards the hour mark. Brandon Taron become a vital part of this Maritzburg United setup. As you said, he's played 6 previous times for Maritzburg United this season. Ngozi Makume at centre-backs had a good match so far, 76% as you saw passing rates from the defence. I do see that Maritzburg United, as we have a look at Mayela, Innocent Mayela, Maritzburg United are warming up the Zambian striker, Friday Samu, to come on. It's going to be interesting to see what change they make. Would they take off Kim Vuidi and then allow Sukuna and Samu to play in tandem? Because don't forget, it was that combination that won against Chipper United 2 matches ago. It's going to be an interesting one. In the meantime, Manare continues to work hard. Good play there as well from the Orlando Pirates winger. Come fullback, Innocent Mayela. So, change time for Maritzburg United. Just over an hour played. It's going to be Friday Samu who's going to come on for Chumelo and Yorchi, which is just a little bit surprising, I suppose. I thought Yorchi had been quite inventive, almost as an attacking midfielder come supplier towards Sukuna and Kim Vuidi. So we wait to see now where Samu is going to position himself, but they're sticking with that 3-player attack on Maritzburg United. Taron gets himself injured again with Innocent Mayela.
And also with the change that Maritzburg done, I think also Sukuna will be the one maybe playing high up the pitch just a bit in front of the two in that midfield. And we know that he has that shot outside the box. He's very clever, very comfortable in the ball. And Samu as well, what he brings into the team, brings that aggression, that pressing as well. That's what they need. They want the player to be able to run into those defenders.
You hear the footsteps of the supporters, the singing of the voices, the beating of the African drum. It's a multi-coloured stadium here, a colourful spectacle of South African football. It's an interesting ball played in, and if a left-footed player was there, he might have been able to drill that past Richard Ofori. Tantalising ball from Kim Vuidi.
An inviting ball, and at first I thought this was an offside. Look at the ball, how it's been played there. None of the Orlando Pirates players, but good recovery from Shandu. Like you rightfully say, if it was a left-footed player, you can always hit it first time from where it comes.
I wasn't sure Malawisani was the right man to have in that position at that time. But no damage done, I suppose. No damage done either here as Brian Tlongwa, former Uchongati man, will make the clearance. Opportunities at both ends. Not clear-cut. There is pressure being exerted. But it is Shandu. Not quite the influence, maybe, we've had in previous years, but Maritzburg United will know him. Maybe not some of the new players, but when you as influential as what Bandu is, I'm sure many of the players have lots of footage to see from Bandile Shandu. Free kick here to Maritzburg United would be frustrating, I think, for Paseka Marco, who really set himself towards the goal. Makaringe with a challenge.
They think That's the late challenge because he lost the ball there. And I think also the pitch as well doesn't allow a player to run with the ball. I think it just played simple. I think that's where you find your opening, you find your chances. And especially when you play in that position, when you're in and around too many people, that's where the simplicity needs to be done.
Ball headed away without too much difficulty by Bandile Sandu. Well, today, Maritzburg United giving as much as what they're receiving from Orlando Pirates. Yes, there might be a discrepancy as far as the amount of possession is concerned in favour of Orlando Pirates, as Friday Samu does pick up possession. Friday Samu's only played twice previously off the bench. He's been a first-team starter. Was a first-team starter against Royal AM. Comes on as an impact player here as Tim tries to disrupt the pressure coming from Maritzburg United. Ball taken away by Bienvenu Everengard. I don't think Maritzburg United would be happy with the challenge. Makaringe! Well read by Ndlovu, but now he's got to scramble back. No, he doesn't. Good pick up by the ball by Kimbuidi and also from Palace.
The game is starting to open up a little bit. You can see now that, but yet again, Ndlovu there being able to read the game very well, come on as a super keeper, where also Makaringe was free on goal.
Maritzburg United have had 2 goalless draws this season so far. Inside and outside. Great chance for the Wow. Wow and wow.
How did he miss that? I mean, he's such a great skill. Look at that, you know, selling it down in a good run there from Everengard, be able to create that space. Look at that. Fortunately there for Lepasa, they're unable to actually hit the target.
Makaringe fighting hard in the midfield. Another threaded ball through. Another ball that Ndlovu will read to perfection. Orlando Pirates are starting to play that long ball through, that through ball from a little deeper towards the halfway line than we've seen before. They're not carrying it towards the box entry. And it's a fascinating change. That's a fascinating ball too. 11 on the corner here, and Sabisi apologises to Richard Okori. Nice ball from Kimbuidi. I've been impressed with this 20-year-old from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kimbuidi.
Yeah, he's a very good talent. I watched one of his games, I think, when he was introduced to the club. I think the skill that he has, the bravery that he has, and also going forward, he helped the team so much. And you look at that 80 ball that he played, you see the bounce there just before Sabisi. That the clinch on that area there, especially on the goalkeeper, it's very, very dangerous for any goalkeeper or player to try and control because of how bumpy it is.
Fourth corner for Maritzburg United. It's always a danger. And they have a set piece. Sukuna goes deep. Nicely knocked back as well. There's absolutely nobody contesting that ball with Richard Okori, which is a bit disappointing. Bonamordi did all the hard work by chasing himself to the back of the penalty area and then heading it back into the danger zone, but nobody from Maritzburg United interested in following up on their former teammate or player. It's a lovely angled ball from Lepasa, forcing the challenge out of Bonamordi. And those little angles, those little runs, those little penetrations for Pirates are so impressive.
They are indeed, because of now you playing in between the defenders, and it makes those balls a little more dangerous because now you're not in front of the defender for them to defend you, so you're always on the shoulder. It's very difficult for them to even see.
Kimbuidi again, maybe looking for a little run here from Samu, who's forced to turn back. It's wonderful defending by Sabisi. He'll get the free kick as well, will Sabisi, and the man from the Democratic Republic of Congo is not happy with the plays in front of him, particularly Friday Samu.
Yeah. He wanted Samu to make a different run, because you can see he's delaying with the pass. He wants Samu to change his run just so that he can dink the ball just behind the defenders. And that's the foul there after losing the ball.
Fascinating stuff. We're halfway through the second half now. 25% of the match remaining. There's a lot of time. Makaringe again with a touch that pleases the travelling Orlando Pirates supporters, or even those that are local. Innocent Mayela. Second time we've seen a shot. We saw Devang Monaria have a shot, right-footed shot from that sort of distance. And now Mayela trying as well. But King and Globu has kept a clean sheet so far. Fans are enjoying themselves here. There's a Mamelodi Sundowns supporter who seems a lot happier today than he might have been on Friday night. Mamelodi Sundowns are a great brand, and they play a sterling style of football. They haven't won 5 championships in a row and the treble last season because they are a poor outfit. Tehran with a knock against his head, and his involvement continues to be rather incredible for Maritzburg, and I wonder how much longer he can continue.
This young man's with energy. Look at the position that he plays, up and down. Forever gives you that energy in any game that he plays.
Might have been just a little elbow. Have a look at this again. Was this the goal that he missed? Have a look at that. It's so well wide.
It's so well wide because of, like, you can see he opens up his body. He's trying to get that curler as well. And there, I think kudos as well to Ndlovu, making himself big. And I think probably with the pass, after doing so much good work, at least what you're trying to do, trying to hit the target.
Good run here once again from Marco. Missed by the passer. Still a chance here for Monare, who goes for the dink. Yeah, that didn't quite work out, did it? And a right-footed player might have had a better opportunity with that sort of goal, but one has to give credits for the shot being taken by Paseka Marco.
Yeah.
Calm down, push forward. He could be the coach next time.
You know those balls that Marco just had now, when you get them right, they're so clean, the goal looks beautiful, but I can see that's wanted to hit it with an outswing since it's a left foot.
Maritzburg United continue with Makume with the ball out of play. Maritzburg United at the bottom of your screen are going to make a triple substitution. Sivanise Tonto is going to come on. Rowan Human will come on. Lucky Beloy is going to come on as well. So Tonto is going to come on for Karim Kambuidi. It's been a good performance, I thought, from the man from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Beloy waiting, Human waiting. He's a good ball player, Human. Beloy, a solid midfielder as well. The fourth official's got his hands fully now trying to get the players on. So we don't get to see it. But Brandon Tehran, yeah, he's had a tough game today, and maybe he's just run out of energy. And Beloy, I'm not quite sure he's the same sort of player as Tehran, but he'll fill the midfield role. I'm not quite sure whether he'll be able to play that wide. Human is a good intervention for me. Comes on for Palace, who I thought, again, had a fabulous match for Maritzburg United. Oh, such a strong challenge. First touch of the ball by Ngongo. Down goes Mayela.
And with Ngongo, we know that he brings that speed. Very, very short man, but it doesn't shy away from challenges. What he's going to bring to Maritzburg's side is making sure that he's trying to utilize those spaces where he can go and use his speed. 1v1 situations, very good on the ball.
Well, the captain of Pirates is okay because he's taking the set piece. Bienvenu gets the defence backing away from him. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Big Will Tim on the attack. Mayela has done nicely here. Before the ball was set up, and Tim was in a good place. If the ball had been laid off too, it wasn't. But he might have to play a recovery role here. It's good work by Tim. He's been very, very hard pressed in the middle of the park. He's made a few mistakes today, none of which have been costly. Olisa Njar. I don't think it'll be good enough for Pirates to just keep a clean sheet today. I think they anticipated a lot more than that coming to Harry Gwala today.
Yeah, they anticipated at least to score early on in the first half.
I think Jabang Minari is going to make way here for Ben Moshwari. That's like for like as well. Fresh pair of legs in the pockets. Jabang Minari's had a fabulous match today. Creative defensive, Ben Moshwari, the former Bidvest Wits player, just as equally adept to holding into his play in the pockets. Nice first touch by Valoy. Another corner for Maritzburg United. Good pressure by Ngongo.
Great tackle there by Mayela. Good skill from Ngongo. Mayela coming back, recovery, good recovery, making sure that the ball doesn't go in. Another corner.
These will be worrying moments for Orlando Pirates supporters. Ngongo, fresh pair of legs, fresh yellow card as well. The only player booked in the match. It's been rifled in there. And very nearly turned in as well from the defender Bongi Kosi. Bongi Kosi Makume. Marco Mayela, who's been closed down rather rapidly, but not quite enough. Valoy doing a good job. In fact, that was Friday Samu. Match is opening up rather nicely. First touch here as well for Ben Moshwari. And that intervention was very, very crucial.
That touch, very crucial. You could see the Lepasa lurking just behind him. He was ready to control the ball. Good touch there from the defender.
Mayela's knocked down. Tim away from his opponents. Rowan Human. Kick passing game, and doesn't quite work out on that occasion from Makaringe to Miguel Tim. It's starting to be a case, Teko, that Orlando Pirates might be starting to hurry things along a little, because they haven't had success with the game plan they've had for 75 minutes.
Yeah, I think I've seen that in many games they play. They tend to get frustrated when things are not going. They need to learn how to be patient, lose the ball around, because you can also still win a game in the 90th minute. Just keep on creating those goal-scoring opportunities, but it starts being a little more patient on the ball.
Now, breakthrough here for Bienvenu. Great intervention from King and Drobu. The times that he's come off his line, way outside of his penalty, and the anticipation from the 29-year-old keeper has been exemplary for Maritzburg United today. Ooh, another one of those collisions, and I think it's Moshwari who's down. For Pirates, that is. Had a couple of these collisions throughout the course of the evening. Not that one in particular. Moshwari getting away from Samu. That's the challenge from Monamodi. Oh, you can hurt yourself in that moment. So look at this play again. Ball up towards Bienvenu, and he got a little touch.
Yeah.
But what King and Glover did well, first of all, he came out and then he got down well, because the little pass from Bienvenu was underneath his body. It worked.
Yeah, and also you make yourself, he's making himself a little bigger, makes it difficult for Evan Guard to actually find an opportunity to score.
Should be a top result, I fancy, for Maritzburg United's John Maduka, if he not only drew this match, but maybe came up with the victory. In the meantime, there's running injuries that are being made here to the two players involved in that collision. Modomodi for Maritzburg United is one of the players, and Ben Moshwari, who's just come on as a substitute for Pirates. Tech analysis from Pirates, certainly favouring the left-hand side.
At 41% on the left-hand side, where Marco is getting involved, where Mayela as well gets involved. But I think that 34%, that's where Lepasa now and Evanga finding those spaces just in between, because we can see now all of a sudden the defense of Maritzburg, they're still having those gaps in between them.
Monamodi feeling the heat of battle. John Maduka with instructions. Have a look at their attack analysis though. Well, they're mostly down the right-hand side.
With the right-hand side, I think earlier on, before Kamuvi coming out,
and Tehran as well, yeah.
And Tehran as well, they were more on the right-hand side, trying to overload the side where Mayela and Marco was playing.
Oh, Ben Moshwari has been blamed for the foul on Monamodi. Let's have a look at this again.
You look at the foot there, they're just over the ball. I think he's lucky to be still on the pitch.
So play continues. Oh, there's a push behind Dar. It's a penalty. Dar with a push. Maritzburg with a chance to score. It's not guaranteed. We saw Chiefs was a penalty yesterday against Amazulu. So don't celebrate too early. Big appeals towards the referee from Ndai in particular.
That's one of those situations. You can see they not intentional, is looking at the ball. I think there with the player. Oh.
Yeah, it sometimes happens when players crisscross each other.
Yeah.
Because Ndai was getting out the way, so Forley could come in and grab the ball. And there might have been a little clip of the ankles, but it did seem very minimalistic. The touch from Ndai. Just pick up a yellow card, and maybe the referee's protecting himself here.
Yeah.
the yellow card to the Nigerian centre-back who's not happy.
And also with going with being an attacker, you take advantage of such because you know that you're going to run across the defender. Then you try your luck and try probably maybe the slightest touch, you're on the ground because you know inside the box.
Only one loss this season for Orlando Pirates. It was at home against Chippa United. They haven't lost away from home so far with 2 draws and 2 victories. It looks as if it's going to be Amadou Sakuna looking for his second goal of the season. 30-year-old Frenchman up against a 28-year-old Ghanaian. Maritzburg United fans hold their breath, as do Orlando Pirates. A little bit of naughtiness from Euphoria, has to be careful not to pick up a yellow card. Such a lot of pressure on this moment. There's only 10 minutes remaining in regulation time. What about the composure here from Sukuna? Gets a hand shoot on Mori, but it's not enough. And Maritzburg United lead.
All you need, Kevin, in penalty sport, once you choose the sport, once you pick the sport, power behind the ball. And that's what Sakuna did. We knew that Ofori is very good as well in saving penalties, but that's penalties. So much power behind it.
It's not a done deal yet, Maritzburg United. Leonard Pirates are a good side. There'll be a lot of talk about the penalty given by referee Maruping with a push or the touch from Elisa Ndar. And Richard Ofori continues his protest, and he picks up a yellow card as well. So, not a happy man is the Ghanaian goalkeeper. Penalty was so beautifully struck by Sukuna. Put his hands to it, didn't he?
Yeah,
went almost through the hands of Ofori on that occasion. Big celebration for John Maduka. I must say, while you're watching the replay of the penalty, it's very nearly a goal for Orlando Pirates. And so often we see a goal coming almost immediately after the side has conceded. 7th corner of the match for Orlando Pirates. 12th in total. This is Shandu. Miguel Term, good ball, Lepasa. Denied by Brian Klongwa. Miguel Term getting further forward. Term with a little tickle. Knocked away by Rowan Human. Maritzburg United lead by a goal to nil. It came from the penalty spot. It came 10 minutes before second half stoppage time. This will be a bit of a shock for the second time in the season for Pirates. If this was to be the final score, it isn't.
Yeah, they still have time to play, I think.
Good positioning for Zach Lepasa. Goes behind Fortune Makaringe. Still play here by Mako. He's had a couple of opportunities. It's almost like he's too desperate to get on the score sheet. Got to be just a touch more composed. I don't mind the energy he's putting into it, but he's almost thrashing at the ball rather than guiding it.
And normally he's a player that is so calm on the ball, makes the right decisions as well. Maybe because of the scoreline, you look at the time as well, you get the areas as well. You need to make sure that those decisions that you take around there, they're good.
Don't be surprised if King and Globu picks up a yellow card at some stage during the match for time wasting. So the referee will be well aware of Maritzburg United's position, who incidentally, if they win tonight, will go to 9th position on the table from the 13th. Makaringe with a lovely little dink of the ball past Monamori. And now he's out of position, Monamori, but there is cover there from Mashikinia.
Defensively, Maritzburg, they need to be solid, making sure that they protect the scoreline.
Orlando Pirates are going to make a triple sub. Kwame Pepper is going to come on. We've got Dlamini, in fact, Collins Machaka, who's going to make his debut. And also coming on will be Toboko Tlolan, who we thought might have come on a little earlier. No sign of Cabello Dlamini still. So again, the assistant referee going through the duties of trying to get who's on and who's off. Makaringe is certainly going to come off. Looks like Bandile Shandu has also been excused from his duties. Machaka on for Fortune Makaringe. Fascinating stuff. Desperate times for desperate measures. Collins Machaka, a decent player, former Barocca player. Don't forget Barocca playing in the first division these days, the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Completed its first day today. Kwame Pepre straight into the action. 21-year-old Ghanaian.
You can see from the coach, the 3 subs with intent. Want to come back into the game, chasing the game. You want to find that equalizer. That's what Prepper will bring as a striker in and around inside the box.
King and Lovell with the distribution. Oh, a nice little pick on there as well from Friday Samu. Away though by Moshwari. He's still playing with a lot of pace here. Our Orlando Pirates. Mayela. Oh, Mayela on the overlap. This is good play by Orlando Pirates. Even better in the defensive. Looked like Tonto who came back to head off the Orlando Pirates captain.
Yeah, came back to try and defend, making sure that the ball is not crossed. I think in the process of that, I think it twisted his ankle, but yet again, you know that when you're in the lead, you look at the time. You can always take your time a little bit in terms of, you know, taking care of those injuries.
Tonto with the injury is come undone here. He'll go for a little bit of treatment. Doesn't look happy about the little ankle tap. Nonetheless, to the near post, the corner comes from Collins Machaka. Will get second ball as well. A bit hesitant in defence from Maritzburg United. And they got away with that one. Tonto wants to get on the field as quickly as possible. He's pleading to the 4th official. Why can't I get back on? He's on now. Less than 5 minutes separating Maritzburg United from their first victory against Pirates since the 13th of December 2016 here at Harigwala. At the same time, they haven't won away from home either, so it is going to be a monumentous victory. But there's the danger of Lepasa, there's the danger of Mayela, there's the danger of Kwame Pepra. Don't forget Bienvenu as well. Tim's had a better second half than the first. Little push there over towards Machaka. Machaka with the second ball. There was a push in the area. The referee's not interested in pointing to the spot. The Pirates fans want something. They just get a corner out of that.
I also can see from the player himself, he's not asking the referee anything. He's aware that probably there was no foul. Corner kick, Orlando Pirates.
Still a danger. Still a big man up there. Pepper's up there. Olison Dar will be up there. Sabisi, no doubt. Remember the goal he scored against Stellenbosch FC, sorry. Pepper the target man. If he can hold the ball up and knock it back to Mayela, could be something on. That is quite clever from Kwame Pepper. Kwame Pepra. Moshwari. Again, it's good defending from Monobodi. Might be a corner, but it's not worse than that.
I think with Orlando Pirates today, with all the corners they've got, you look at all the players changing to come and take the day. They struggle to get the right person to take those set pieces with all the height that they have.
Big Will Jim in the corner. A couple of players getting in each other's way. Pepper a header on target from the outside of the penalty area. King and Global will take as much time as he feels he'll get away with.
He's taking a nap.
1 minute and stoppage time, separating Maritzburg United from what would be an incredible victory. Lepasa. Oh, nice little pick-up in defence here by Tlonko. He's been impressive since he came on, but so for that matter, Collins Makaka. He's been full of running. Ben Moshwari as well. Oh, the ball's gone out of play, has it, from Kolani? Not exactly what Pirates were looking for, but as you said, the sense of urgency, almost panic now from Pirates. He's starting to come into play, or was in play, almost from the 75-minute mark, because we spoke about it then.
Yep, I mean, and for a big club, for a lot of Pirates, you need to play with conviction. You need to be able to be in control, and you need a little more patience as well. And I think at times with the Pirates, whenever they get to that last attacking bed, you know, the decision that they're making, it's showing that they're not patient enough.
Pirates are unbeaten against Maritzburg United in the last 10 league matches. Does it come to an end today? We are in second half stoppage time. 5 minutes added on, which will please Pirates much more than it will. Opportunity outside the penalty area. Too many players getting in each other's way, I thought. And a good piece of defending again from Klongwa.
And I think the person that was in the right position to be able to shoot, it's Lepasa. Great ball there from team. Sholani. Look at Lepasa. They had a right angle there. Better communication. The right person will be able to hit that ball.
Lepasa was the man.
Yeah.
Collins Makaka with the delivery. It'll run to the near post by Pepra. It's over the top of the head, though, and Global will claim it once again. It's been 3 clean sheets for Maritzburg United this season. 2 goalless draws at home against Swallows, away against City. Both good results for the team of choice. 4 minutes remaining for a 3rd clean sheet of the season, but more importantly, a second 3-pointer. I think they'd take the 3-pointer before a clean sheet any time of the day. And I must say, you know, having spoken to one of the owners of Maritzburg United during half-time, he was saying he was a bit concerned about the second half performance dipping rather dramatically in the second half from Maritzburg United. Well, I don't think that's been evident. Yep. If this is a turning point in the season for John Maduka's side, I think that it's going to be hard-earned but well-earned.
Yeah.
Match is not over yet, though. Mayela. Makaka. Tim. And again, they use that right-hand side. They've loved the right-hand side here with Tlolani. Tim again. They're pressing, they're prizing, they're looking for options. It's not a bad effort.
That's inviting. You can see there's no pressure on him. You can see Maritzburg trend now to defend a little more deeper, more inside the box. Orlando Pirates are getting opportunities just in and around the box, just trying to hit the target. It's fortunate for them, unfortunate for them rather.
There's a chance to go top of the table tonight for Orlando Pirates with a victory. That doesn't seem as if it's going to happen. Maritzburg United launched himself up into 7th position. Well, half of the allotted time for stoppages has come and gone. All the play happening inside the half of Maritzburg United. They have another 2 minutes to defend the way they have been defending so far. Good controlling header here by Fade Samu. That's a rugby tackle. They've gotten away with it, Orlando Pirates. The referee makes play. Kome Petra, once again in trouble. That's phenomenal.
Outstanding from Ndlovu today. Been able to read the game very well. Decisive when he does that super keeper.
Kome Petra looked for the option in midfield with Miguel Timmy. Was too far away. He's not too far away now with the pass. Kosanati Sibisi. Football's a strange old game. You can win against the big sides and then lose against traditional sides that struggle. And I'm not being cruel because both Maritzburg United and Chippa United struggled in past seasons. And Chippa United won against Pirates earlier this season in Joburg. And that is just going to waste more time as far as King Ndlovu is concerned, because there's less than a minute for Maritzburg United to celebrate a monumentous victory, and it really is.
Yes, indeed. Look at the crowd. People came out in numbers. Maritzburg fought very hard. If it stays like this for them to win. I think they defended very well. Look at Orlando Pirates as well. Not clear open chances for them to score.
Miguel Tim, final bite of the cherry surely here. And that's more or less, I think, going to be a wasted ball from Pirates, and they'll give goalkeeper King Ndlovu a lot more time just to consolidate matters, because there's 15 seconds now separating Maritzburg United from this victory, and to break the 10-match unbeaten run from Pirates over Maritzburg United. The final whistle blows from referee Tatiso Marapi, and the unlikely has happened as far as football is concerned. Pirates have lost away from home for the first time this season. Maritzburg United retain their unbeaten home record. They win for the second time at home after having beaten Chippa United here on the 20th of August. They repeated those against Orlando Pirates with a penalty from Sukuna. And it might have been a disputed penalty. It might have been a soft penalty. It was given by the referee. It had to be converted, and it was. Chekamadise, wow.
Yep, with Orlando Pirates, I think they had opportunities in the first half, but yet again, the defense of Maritzburg, they fought hard, defended very well. Yes, I'm sure Nda still questions about that penalty. Nonetheless, Maritzburg fought their victory, and Ndlovu today, I think, his decisiveness outside the box.
Sukuna with a penalty secures the victory for Maritzburg United, the first since 2016. The home side win by a goal to nil.
Well, a big 3 points at home for Maritzburg United. And again, as we saw earlier on, this is what happens. These are the ramifications of having maximum points into the top 8.
Yeah, into the top 8 for Maritzburg. And once again, we did allude to Orlando Pirates, the consistency. Unfortunately, failed to capitalize on maximum points today.
Yeah, no, I think a great result for Maritzburg. Congratulations to them. A great result at home. I think it will go a long way in terms of just giving them the confidence they need.
Oh, yes. All right. So, after all of the action from this weekend, largely match days 5 and 6, that's what's happening. And we're going to be looking back at all of those fixtures, as well as the one that you've just seen at the Herigwala Stadium, courtesy of the fan base team. They are in studio, so it's going to be a wrap from myself, this team, Ujimi, as well as Amanda. Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you.
And a big thanks for tuning in. Fan base standing by. The fans are here. And it's coming up after this.
The Premier Soccer League is proud to present football entertainment at its best. The Dstv Premiership. Electrifying, energetic, thrilling, sensational. The Dstv Premiership. Babize bonke.